It's time for Down on the Corner with Dale Hoffman, North Arkansas's premier news talk program. Brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, with 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, Highway 62 412 at Balmer Boulevard, and the Walmart East Plaza. And now, Down on the Corner.
Good morning, North Central Arkansas, Southern Missouri. It is Thursday, December 5th, 2019. It's 7 a.m. Central Standard Time. Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
How's everybody doing?
I don't know. You know, you think Thursday, and it's like, what's exciting about Thursday? I'm trying
Tomorrow's Friday. That's what's exciting about Thursday.
There you go. Wednesday, you got hump day. And then
once we get done today, we got tomorrow, and then it's the weekend.
Well, at least I got to introduce her. Can I do it right? Ladies and gentlemen, introducing. Can I do it?
No.
Please?
No.
All right, I'll just say Zoe. She won't let me say Cacciatore, so I won't say it. But
they've been teasing her all morning long. Bob was by here a little while ago, and we've been having some fun, haven't we?
Yeah.
I don't
We've been making
like
up names for you.
We appreciate the Mountain Christian Academy students coming over to do the morning prayer. First, I need to tell you about our sponsor. Down on the Corner is brought to you by Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. As you heard in the introduction, there's 3 locations to serve you. Baxter Regional Medical Center lobby, of course, is under construction, remodel, and so I don't know if anybody's been out there in a while, but last we heard that Brood Awakening's in a small trailer outside the cafeteria. There's a little picnic garden area, and they put a temporary place up out there while they do the remodel. But once it's remodeled, do what?
How's that? Is that better? Can you see yourself on the screen? Is that better?
Excuse me?
Okay, raise your hand up like this and just push it out of the way.
Just hit it.
Just smack it. There you go.
Yay!
It'll wind up probably over me now. Hit it again.
All right, push it down. Push it down.
Just push it down a bit.
There you go. Push it
Come
down.
on, there you go.
That'll work.
Brood Awakening Coffee, the best coffee in town. 3 locations. I was talking about Baxter Regional a minute ago, and soon they'll have their own little coffee shop in the main lobby. Then we got Balmer Boulevard that at 7:02 in the morning is going to be busy with school in session. Then, of course, 62 East Plaza by Anytime Fitness. Mike and his staff do a great job at all 3 locations. Be sure to visit them today. The best coffee in town. If you're not drinking Brood Awakening, you're just drinking muddy water. And so I appreciate Mike and his staff. They've been with us for many, many years.
They have.
And, man, great coffee. And they're getting all the holiday blends and spices. I think you get like a peppermint and you get a buttered topping latte or something out there. I mean, they've got it all. So check out, the best coffee in town, Brood Awakening. And thanks to Mike and his staff for doing a great job. Morning prayer is brought to you by Roller Funeral Homes around the state. There's 29 in the state to serve you, with 1 in Memphis, Tennessee. Right here in Mountain Home, you can talk to Brad, Charlotte, Bruce, or Chris. There may be somebody else that can help you out there. Anybody can help you out there. They're very professional, caring, loving, and understanding. They know what you're going through. Check out Pre-Planning Now, and if you have an emergency situation, they can handle it very well. Of course, a passing of a loved one after a long illness, perhaps whatever the situation may be, they're there to help you, to serve you, and to make a bad situation as best as possible for you. Roller Funeral Homes, and when they say with all our respect, they live up to that motto. So Roller Funeral Homes, you've got better words to say than I can come up with.
My thing is, you want to know the difference with Roller Funeral Home, just go over there and talk to one of them.
There you go.
Just sit down with one of them. You'll find out real quick where their heart is, where their passion is, and that they're truly there to try to make a difference and help.
True.
They really are.
Roller Funeral Homes, with all our respect, they bring you the morning prayer each and every day. Today, Zoe is here, and she's a 3rd grade student at the Mountain Christian Academy. Mountain Christian Academy teaches no Common Core, takes no government funding. If you can help them financially, 424-6622. Make the phone call after 8 o'clock, and they'll be more than happy to serve you. Zoe, you ready to say your morning prayer?
Yeah.
There you go. We're ready. Go ahead.
Dear Lord, I thank you for this day. I want to thank you for the things that you have given to us. I want to pray for the people that are in the hospital and for the people that are really sick and that the people that are hurt, and I want to pray for them. And I want to pray for the people that are homeless and don't have any food or any money. And I want to pray for them, Lord, that that they will be able to, that you will provide for them. And I want to thank you for the things that you have done. I want to pray for that we are able to read the Bible and able to be free, and that we are able to worship you, Lord, and I want to pray for the people that don't know you and that they will get to know you, Lord, and I want to pray for the people that are having some hard times, and I want to pray for some people at my school, and I want to thank you for all the things that you have done for us. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen.
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 Wow.
Great.
Zoe today from Mountain Christian Academy, grade 3. What's your favorite subjects in school?
I like math.
Hey, 3 in a row.
Math. All right, we're doing good. You're all right,
3 in a row.
Zoe.
What's second?
Science.
There you go. A science and math.
What's your least favorite?
I don't really like history that much.
Really?
There's a lot of them that aren't.
Actually, I think would be actually writing. I don't like writing.
Really?
No. None of us do. We're all like, seriously, can't we please just skip writing today? We say it every single day, and she's like, no, unless we have something we have to do and we don't have enough time, would let us not have to do writing. But I'm just like, we're all just like, please, we don't want to do writing today.
So do you enjoy school? You enjoy going to school?
Yeah.
Yeah. Mountain Christian Academy located on the bypass just across from Mountain Baptist Church. They're on the north side of the bypass. If you can help them financially, 424-6622.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was Zoe from the Mountain Home Christian Academy. And don't mistake her for Zoe Cacciatore because she doesn't like it, so we're not going to use it. We're going to stay with Zoe.
They've been teasing her all day long.
And I don't like it.
That's why I'm not using it. I told everybody you don't like being called Zoe Cacciatore.
Yeah,
so
but now everybody's now going to call me Zoe Cacciatore.
Well, I told them not to. That's
Yeah,
why. That's why
but
I said
when you
it.
tell somebody not to, they're always going to do it.
Oh, well,
You're in trouble now.
don't do it. She doesn't like Zoe Cacciatore, so we're going to just stay with Zoe.
You just told them not to do it. So now they're going to do it. Just stop talking about it.
You want to help me do the weather? You want to help me do the
You're
weather?
going to try to change the subject. Okay. You got to make a trumpet sound.
No.
You got to go dun dun dun.
None of us can do it. You got to come on, Shaq. Come on.
Can you do a trumpet?
I can't make a trumpet, but I can make a weird sound.
Okay,
All right,
make
make
a
a
weird
weird.
I'll go.
There you go.
The weather.
Brought to you by the Z Team, Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. RetireToArkansas.net. It's time to take a peek at the White River. Look at that monitor right there.
That's a nice picture.
That is a live shot, and you're actually seeing the sunrise. That camera is actually pointed towards us. Mountain Home would be on the horizon on the right side of the screen. I think there's a couple of lights still on the 62-412 bridge. You're looking into the city of Cotter. Oh, morning, Sheriff. And the White River. You're looking from Marion County into Baxter County, the wonderful little town of Cotter, Arkansas. The clearing right there is a little baseball park, and the picnic area down by Big Spring Park. And
See,
wonderful little town.
Zoe was getting all worked up, and they called the sheriff in.
There's the sheriff. Have you met Sheriff Montgomery? You'll get to meet Sheriff Montgomery here in just a minute. Morning shot of the morning view, I should say, the view of the White River, brought to you by the Z Team. Bob and Linda Zadora for all your real estate needs. They need some listings, so get it listed now. And Linda's a professional stager. She can help set that home for that certain eye appeal. And they've got the team assembled from Marshall to Mountain Home to Mountain View, Arkansas to Mountain View, Missouri, West Plains, Gainesville, and everywhere in between. The Z Team. The team is ready to serve you today. Once again, Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z Team, 870-405-0793, RetireToArkansas.net. You want to do the temperatures? Can you see the screen over here?
Yeah.
Just say Mountain Home, 44, flipping, and go down the list. Can you see it?
Okay. Mountain Home, 44. Flippin, 40. Harrison, 46. Yellville, 40.
Salem, Arkansas.
Salem, 40.
And this is Calico Rock, Arkansas.
Calico Rock, 44. Mountain View, 41.
St. Louis
in Missouri,
Wow,
30.
They're 30 in St. Louis. Cold up there. This is
30.
Poplar Bluff.
Poplar Bluff, 37. West Plain, Missouri, 40. And Branson, Missouri, Branson, Missouri, 50.
And then we have Watford City, North Dakota. My son works up there.
Wow.
Watford City, North Dakota, 27 degrees.
It's a tongue twister, isn't it?
What?
Look at the contrast in temperatures. 37.
Watford
Watford City, North Dakota.
in North Dakota, 27.
Cold up
There you go. Good job.
Freezing.
37 in Poplar Bluff and 50 in Branson. Wow, that's something else. Taking a look at the radar, there's that refresh button I got to get through. Dadgum, this thing. I thought I kept it from having to refresh.
There you go, thinking again.
Yeah, I know.
Somebody gonna get hurt.
Thought you smelled something burning, didn't you? A little bit of freezing precip, Utah, Idaho, Wyoming, and Colorado, but we do have some shower activity going on near Phoenix and Tucson, Arizona. Showers in Arkansas and Mississippi right now. And so we'll zoom in on the state of Arkansas and see what we have going on. A little bit of shower activity west of Mountain Home affecting Highway 412-62, a little bit from Fort Smith to Fayetteville. Could be affecting I-49 a little bit, and shower activity between Little Rock, Conway, and Fort Smith on I-40 west of Little Rock. A lot more shower activity from Little Rock to Pine Bluff, then east towards Memphis on I-40. Highway 67, 167, Batesville, Poplar Bluff, little shower activity up there, and then 63, 62 east, 63 north, 62 east, with a little bit of shower activity. It may not even be hitting the ground. It's so light in these counties over here. It'd be Sharp, Stone, Fulton, Izard, possibly a little bit in Lawrence County over there. A little bit in west central Mississippi. Other than that, it's not real severe. There's really just spotted showers. A little bit just on the state line north of Springdale, Arkansas on the Missouri side. I-70 clear at this time, Jeff City to St. Louis, I-44 Springfield, Lebanon, Joplin. Springfield, Lebanon, Raleigh, I should say, to St. Louis. I-55 coming in, looks good. East St. Louis, Illinois, east on 64 in good shape. I-70, Vandalia, Effingham, no problems there. I-57 at 24, looking good right now. No watches or warnings right now. We do have some fog in Texas, California, and Oregon, but that's way out there. A little bit of freezing precip advisories west of here, but right now Louisiana, Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Tennessee, Kentucky, all in pretty good shape. 7-day forecast, mostly cloudy, chance of showers 30% today, 70% tonight, 20% in the morning. Then partly sunny, high of 53 tomorrow after a high of 60 today. Low Friday night 34, high on Saturday 52, low Saturday night 40, 58 on Sunday, 61 on Monday with shower activities.
Shower.
What do you think of that?
Showers.
What do you like? Snow or just rain?
I like snow and rain.
Do you?
Because when we're driving far away, either to my aunt and uncle or my Mimi or Nana and Papa, if it's raining, it's calming, so then I fall asleep.
There you go.
There you go.
Checking I-Drive Arkansas, I-30's got some stopped and slow traffic south of Little Rock. There was an accident there earlier. Apparently it's been cleaned up, and the icon has been cleared by the Arkansas State Police. Everything else looks in pretty good shape in Arkansas. Missouri Department of Transportation, they've cleared off the little flood box that was on Highway BB just to the west of Highway 60, 63, going up towards Mountain Grove. And other than that, Missouri's looking good. Arkansas is looking good. And not too bad out there right now.
No.
Morning weather brought to you by the Z-Team, Bob and Linda Zador for all your real estate needs. 870-405-0793. Retire to Arkansas.net. Lots on the community calendar going on. Tonight at the VFW, there's a dance from 6:30 to 10. The VFW will host another dance on Thursday, December 5th. Southern Breeze will begin at 6:30, and the public is welcome. This is the VFW Ozark Post 3246. Holiday Craft and Bake Sale, Redeemer Lutheran Church, homemade baked goods, candy, and snacks, handmade crafts, unique gifts, Christmas decorations, and ornaments. This takes place on Saturday at Redeemer Lutheran Church. You can have chicken noodle soup with crusty bread, dine in or take out, 1 o'clock to, I guess, 3 o'clock it says here. And there's a misprint on this. So anyway, they got a $50 gift card, and what they're doing is raising money for Ozark Center of Hope. And then the fine ladies at St. Peter the Fisherman Catholic Church has their cookie walk at St. Peter the Fisherman Catholic Church on Saturday from 8 o'clock. You talk about lots of good stuff for Christmas. They were here doing the 726 show a couple of weeks ago. And wow, did they have some fine stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Scooter?
Always. Always. I don't have much going on. The Bomber wrestling team is not wrestling this weekend. We've got actually Williams Baptist College is coming down Saturday, and they're bringing their team down to roll around with our high school kids. So that'll be fun.
Wow. Okay.
Zoe, anything going on at Mount Hope Christian Academy? Any ball games or anything going on? Anybody knows anything going on?
There's one tomorrow. There was one tonight, but then they canceled it.
Okay.
But there's one tomorrow night, but I'm not gonna be there.
Oh, don't forget Christmas Festival. We've got a big Christmas festival downtown on Friday night. They've got a 30-foot Christmas tree with 30,000 lights on the square. The parade starts around 5:30, 6 o'clock.
I'm gonna be in the parade.
Huh?
I'm gonna be in the parade.
Good.
Are you?
Yeah, with my mama.
Smile, when you see him, smile, because he's going to have all three of these cameras out there in the middle of the road taking pictures.
Yeah, we're going to make you famous one way or another.
Yay!
We're going to introduce you out there. You got anything you want to say before we go to break? Any good story?
Would you like to meet Sheriff Montgomery, the Baxter County Sheriff? Sheriff, would you like to come meet Zoe, please? Well, come on over and meet Zoe. This is Sheriff Montgomery. This is Zoe.
Hi, Zoe. Very nice to meet you.
Very nice to meet you, too.
And with that, we need to take a break. Sheriff Montgomery's our guest. They'll be right back.
Yay!
Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home. When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrubs stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing, embroidery, and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
I've had back problems since about 98, and all the doctors want to do is put me on medicine. And I started coming here, and he started adjusting me. I can get up and walk a lot better. I don't have near as much pain. And the laser treatment he did on my neck and back, it helped my pain in my neck probably 75–80%. I'd recommend that for anybody that's got any kind of pain. It does wonders.
Your car is a member of the family. It takes you where you need to go, and it makes sure you are safe at all times. When a wreck or accident happens, trust the only place that will treat you and your vehicle like a person, not a number. From collision repair and windshield replacement to paintless dent repair and hail damage removal, Dent Boys can cover all your automotive repair needs and make sure you are satisfied every step of the way. Call or visit the professionals at Dent Boys today and see the Dent Boys difference.
Why would I recommend Hospice of the Ozarks? Because I know the people that work there, I know their hearts, and I know that their desire is to help people with the suffering and the anxiety and the things that can come with either terminal diagnosis or a terminal condition. We want them to have a peace of heart and to have a comfort and to know that someone's there to help them through that so they can enjoy the time that they have.
Whether you're a professional lawnscape contractor or a homeowner in need of quality lawn equipment, Moran's Lawn and Garden has you covered. Moran's is the longest originally owned lawn and garden business in Mountain Home, with a 5,700 square foot warehouse packed full of new current year inventory for all your lawn maintenance needs. Moran stocks a full line of factory parts, and they service everything they sell, offering top names like Grasshopper, Hustler, and Country Clipper. Moran stands behind their quality service with thousands of customers using their products daily. Moran's Lawn and Garden, servicing the entire Twin Lakes area.
Take a step 7:20 on this Thursday morning. Sheriff Montgomery's our guest. Welcome back. Good to see you.
It's good to see you.
Yeah. So how things going?
Well, it's that time of the year.
Yep. I mean, it's just like, here's Christmas.
Just around the corner.
Just around the corner. Wow.
Comes quick. It's going to be here whether you're ready or not.
No,
Dale.
I know. Less than 3 weeks now.
I know.
So what's going on? Jail expansion. The taxes kicked in. Should be helping a little bit, we hope. And is life good now?
Taxes kicked in. We're not in the new jail yet. It did pass inspection, and so the state fire marshal will be here Friday. And while we don't anticipate any issues, you still have to hold your breath until they give their final approval. And then once that happens, we'll start moving inmates, and then we'll start the remodel of the old jail. Mm-hmm. So that'll take 2 to 3 months probably to get all of that done, and we'll be shuffling inmates back and forth and workers going in and out. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge, but certainly going to be much better when we're through.
Is the jail expansion camera still up?
It is still up.
There we go.
In fact, if you'll look, of course, it updates every 30 seconds, I believe. And so if you look, they're setting posts, the security fence. Mm-hmm. And so they set the post yesterday, and we're going to get forms up, and we're going to be pouring a little concrete short wall that the fence will sit on top of. Right. And so that's what they're doing right now.
That's cool.
Well, glad to see it moving forward, because I know what people don't realize is how handicapped or how strapped you were for not only funding but for room, because it's not just state standards, it's federal mandates.
Right. And the nice part about that, the tax that's kicked in, and again, thank you to the voters for trusting and believing and realizing and understanding the need. But budget was passed, and so that quarter-cent tax is paying for the operation of the jail.
Okay, so let's explain. Everybody says, you hear quarter cent, and you can explain it better than anybody. How much does it cost me?
Quarter cent.
When I spend, say, $100.
25 cents.
There you go. Couch cushion change.
Yeah. And
spend $100, 25 cents goes to help the jail.
And that's the jail is something that unfortunately is necessary. I mean, it would be nice if it was empty, but it's not, and it's not likely to ever be that way, at least in my lifetime, and that's for lots of reasons. But again, we really appreciate the fact that that's taking care of the maintenance and operation of the jail, and all of this was sort of projected, but when we put the budget together for 2020 coming up, the sales tax covered it.
And there's no bond issue, there's no debt.
No, in fact, the way it had to happen, we wanted some of the preliminary work had to get started. So we went out, Judge Pendergrass, and came up with an idea, and so went out and we got a line of credit basically. And so in the very beginning, we had to borrow money to get started, and then of course
the kickoff money, sure,
right.
Yeah.
And that's not due, I can't remember, March of next year. But because we're doing so well, the Quorum Court voted to pay it off, and so they're paying it off this month. So we're paying that.
Awesome.
That whatever it was, 200 and some thousand or whatever, they're paying it off ahead of schedule, which saves interest, of course. And again, things are looking good, and we're just we're making progress, and we can start to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel.
And so now the overall morale of the office, the other officers and people that work there, I mean, you guys got a tough job. This is not like where you can, like I was a mechanic for years, where you can just go work on a car or Scooter's restaurant or whatever. You guys have a tough job. I'm not saying that his job's not tough, but it's not dealing with criminals. You know what I'm trying to say?
Well,
I mean, how do you keep the morale up? How do you keep the people happy and not discouraged?
It is a tough job, and I don't care if you're working the street or you're in the jail. It's difficult because you're dealing with at least the majority of those that you're dealing with are don't want to be there. They're not happy. They're upset. They're, many of them are frequent flyers, and they yell at you and try to kick you and spit on you and all of that stuff. And recently we had where they threw urine on one of the jailers, and I mean it's not a pleasant job. And I'm really proud of our staff. I mean they work hard, and very little complaining, and and it's necessary. And I, again, going back just to when Thanksgiving, and I think sometimes people forget. So, most likely we all were home. We had Thanksgiving dinner or supper or whatever, and we're enjoying time with our family. Well, in law enforcement and emergency services and people at the jail, they're working during that time, and it's necessary so that you can enjoy your holiday.
Sacrifices are being made.
Right. So. Continue to think about them and lift them up in prayer, because
exactly.
It is a tough job.
You got to look at it. One of the big differences, everybody's got a good side and a bad side. You have good days and bad days. But I'd say over 90% of the people you deal with, you're dealing with the bad side.
Right.
I mean, they're not in a good place. They're not wanting to get caught, or they're not wanting to get in trouble, and they're going to lash out. And that's what they deal with on a regular basis.
Day by day, 24/7. So mentally, how do you prepare yourself for day after day, Sheriff?
Well, and I will tell you, and there's the difference even in day shift and night shift. And of course, that's been that way for years. And the joke, when I first got in law enforcement, whatever it was, 30 plus years ago, my first 3.5 years, I worked nothing but nights. And so somewhere along the line, I got moved and had to work a day shift. And the joke was, wow, they wave at you with all their fingers in the daytime.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But it is, but it's getting tougher and tougher. And even going back 5, 6, 7 years ago, half of a deputy shift was spent what we call patrolling, actually driving the roads and driving county roads. And, that's just not the way it is anymore. They are running from call to call to call. And, which is bad for a couple of reasons. One, we want to be out and patrolling, sort of a crime deterrent, and unfortunately, they're not able to do that. It's a big county. We have 3 deputies trying to cover the whole county, and when you have a emergency call or hot call, it's kind of like we at the sheriff's office. We divide the county up into 6 zones.
Can we look at that map?
Yeah.
So we divided up into 6 zones, and so at the beginning of the shift, each deputy's assigned, a couple of zones, if you will, that they're responsible for covering. Now, in a perfect world, they would stay in those 2 zones and they would answer calls and patrol. Yeah. It doesn't last long, because now all of a sudden we're covered up and you've got another call in another zone, so you have to send somebody else. And if you're having to go even from Mountain Home, say, to the southern part, Big Flat, Lone Rock, anywhere down there, you're looking at 45 minutes to an hour just to drive.
Yeah.
And then Henderson to Cotter, and of course, you take some of the small cities like Lakeview and Cotter and Gassville, Norfolk. They all have their own police departments, but they're not, except for Gassville, they're not 24-hour.
Yeah.
So when calls come in those small towns and it's after hours, we have to respond to those as well. So it's a tough.
In all kinds of weather. You got winter starting up here. On the 22nd? It looks like of December. So now you have to face possible inclement weather.
Right.
I don't know how you do it, Sheriff. I don't know how you do it.
Well, it's not me. It's the folks that work there, and again, they're dedicated and they truly care about their job. And I will say this for the public. The public has been so supportive, and I hear the feedback all the time. If you look, we've got a bulletin board in the hallway of the thank you cards and the people send in, and I hear deputies all the time saying, hey, someone bought my lunch that I don't even know who it was. Patting somebody on the back or walking up to them and say, hey, thank you, appreciate what you do. You just don't know how important that is, because that pat on the back means a lot.
Sure job does. Like that, with dealing with what they deal with day in and day out, you have to know that inside you're truly doing that to make a difference. Make a difference in the community, to keep the way of life for people, just be able to go out and not have to worry about their stuff and not have to worry about this or that and keep things safe. And you'd almost have to keep that in the forefront in your heart to know, hey, I do this to make a difference.
Exactly.
With that, we need to take a break. Be right back. Take a step back in time when going to a barbershop meant more than just getting a haircut. Come into Legionnaire Barbershop today, a unique gentleman's barbershop. Get back in style with 2 experienced licensed barbers who are trained in tonsorial arts and lock removal and are happy to give you a straight razor shave. Legionnaire Barbershop is veteran-owned and operated and located at 1041 Highland Circle, Suite 55 in Mountain Home. For a full, old-fashioned barbershop experience, stop by Legionnaire Barbershop today.
Hi, we're Bob and Linda Zadora, the Z team at Century 21 Lemac Realty, and we'd like you to meet the rest of our team.
When you are working with the Z team, you will find that not only are they down-to-earth people, but they are trained professionals who work with downsizers, first-time homebuyers, and clients who may want to relocate to our beautiful Ozarks. Our team has agents who specialize in lake and river properties, listing and selling raw land, acreage, and all residential homes. Listing your property with the Z team will help get it sold with unmatched Century 21 global marketing. You can find out more at retiretoarkansas.net.
Diatley Dental Care is a family-owned dental practice. Doctors Irvin and Christina Diatley grew up in the Twin Lakes area and are proud to serve the community. With modern treatment methods and state-of-the-art technology, they are dedicated to providing exemplary care to patients of all ages. Our compassionate team consistently receives training above and beyond the standard of care.
We're changing the way you see dentistry.
Come be a part of our dental family.
Do you know where your money goes when you give to charity? At the Salvation Army, 85 cents of every dollar stays to help those in need in our local community. Hi, I'm Captain Spaulding. The money we raise help people in the surrounding 5 counties, including Baxter, Marion, Sharp, Izzard, and Fulton. You can help by donating your unwanted items and by shopping at the Salvation Army store. Those in need get assistance with rent, utilities, sending kids to camp, and many other things. When it comes to this charity, the Salvation Army always helps those in our community.
End of the year clearance on all G3 boats and Yamaha motors at Henderson Marine. Come check out the low prices on 2019 model G3 fishing boats and G3 Suncatcher pontoons. Henderson Marine offers in-house financing and is your local authorized Yamaha service center. Need parts, accessories, water toys? They got them too. Need to winterize? Call Henderson Marine today to schedule your winterization. When maintenance matters, call Henderson Marine at 870-488-5600.
Come see us today at Henderson Marine.
Jim Brown Company keeps you cool when it's hot and warm when it's not. A trusted name in the mountain home community, Jim Brown Company provides timely heating and cooling installation and repairs. Our certified technicians incorporate new technology on every job to provide you with the most advanced services. At our metal fabrication shop, we handle projects big and small. We've created everything from commercial ducts to custom designs.
I'd recommend Jim Brown Company to my friends and neighbors. The reason being they have high-tech equipment, their service techs are well qualified for the job that they do, and they also send me a report after all the work is done so I know exactly what my unit's doing.
By visiting our showroom, you can learn all about our heating and cooling products. We'll educate you on your options and help you decide on the right solution. For total comfort at your home or business, choose Jim Brown Company. Quality service with a family name since 1964.
Save lives, like a superhero, and show up when people needed me.
When I grow up, I want to do animations. I want to create characters that can fly.
No matter what it is you want out of life, there is a path to get there.
When I grow up, I don't know what I want to do when I grow up, but I know I want to go to college.
Arkansas State University Mountain Home. Take your first step at asumh.edu.
It's almost 7:35. Our guest today, Sheriff John Montgomery, Baxter County Sheriff.
I just want to, I've got a deputy Jacob Zappa. Jacob, this cup's for you. Because Jacob always has a smile on his face.
There you go. That's good.
This Saturday is Shop with a Cop.
Really?
Yes. And for those that may not know what that is, the Fraternal Order Police, Mountain Home Fraternal Order Police, seeks donations, and what they do is then officers from the city and the county and all show up out, and they go to Walmart, and each child is given $100 to go spend. So the officer goes with them, and we walk down the aisles and let the child pick out what they want.
Wow.
And so that's a great thing, and I believe the number I heard this year, I believe, was 94 kids we're going to be able to take.
That's a lot of money.
The community just has stepped up, and I'm also going to give a shout out to the Junior Auxiliary, because back, and I can't remember because I'm not sure how many years they've been doing it, but say 5 years ago, it hit home when one of the children, you start down towards the toys, and they said, no, I'd rather go over there, and they wanted to go to the grocery aisle and use their $100 to buy food. That hit home. So the Junior Auxiliary here stepped up, and now when we go by, the child gets $100, again, whatever they want. We come back, the Junior Auxiliary will wrap those gifts for them and provide them with a basket of food to take home. So
that's cool.
Well, that hits.
I'm telling you, it makes you, it just hits you right here. So, thank you to the community for stepping up. It's just such an incredible thing.
I need to open Pandora's box.
Uh-oh.
Tuesday night we had Surgeon General Gregory Bledsoe here, Senator Flippo, Representative Nelda speaks concerning the Don't Sign the Petition recreational marijuana. Your thoughts on this possible ballot initiative?
Well, we knew it was coming. The medical marijuana has turned into a disaster. And I want to make it clear for those, it's not that if someone's in pain and there's an alternative to opioids, which obviously has a problem, certainly not against that. But there's already stuff out there. There's already a pill form of the marijuana, if you will, that has been around for years to do that. I know of people that take it. So we knew that it was just the forefront on the medical marijuana side for them to come back and try to get the recreational. If you look at the states that's passed it, talking to school systems and law enforcement in those states, it has been a disaster. I'm certainly not for it. And even if you look at, just take a simple thing, take cigarettes. All right, so cigarettes obviously has been around, and there's still people that smoke, not as nearly as many as it used to because of all the damage cigarette smoke causes you. And that's gone through filters. And now you're going to take marijuana and you're going to allow just anybody and everybody to smoke it. You're creating this. And I even went back to the medical as one of the arguments I made. Well, if you're going to have the medical marijuana, make it where you can't be in smoke form. In other words, it's got to be a pill, or it's got to be.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not what we want. And so. It's just, I think it's a bad thing. I think it's going to hurt our state in many, many ways. Well, if it indeed is voted on and approved.
The Surgeon General of Arkansas, Dr. Bledsoe, had several pages on the screen that it's probably still on Facebook. We broadcast on Facebook that evening. The cognitive portion, there is proof that your cognitive skills, even for somebody that say started smoking marijuana at age 21, perhaps by the time they're 35 or 40, your cognitive skills aren't 100%. It could deteriorate 7, 8, 9, 10%, which is kind of like a dementia, Alzheimer's type of thing. And there's proof.
Well, and
the medical.
And then part of the other side of the issue is some of the things I've read talks about kids from up to age whatever 20, 21, their brains are still developing so much, and then when they smoke the marijuana, then it really
it slows the maturity.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So,
and in some instances, what I understood from the Surgeon General, let's say that your capacity is 100%, but the marijuana has blocked 10% of that, so it actually just not kills it, it just prevents you from advancing, is how I understood the slide and what he was trying to say.
Yeah, absolutely. I think I'm seriously concerned. We talked about again the medical marijuana, and here's an example. A man came in to see me. What's today? Thursday.
Yeah, today's
Tuesday.
The 5th, yeah.
Came in to see me, and brought him back to my office, and he said, I need to give you this, and he tries to hand me his medical marijuana card. And I said, well, I don't want that. And he said, well, I didn't know this, but I found out that because I have this card, I can't own a gun. And I said, no, that's not true. There's nothing that says you can't own it, but because it's still against the federal law, you can't buy a gun or you can't buy ammo for your guns. And he said, well, I would have never done this. I want to give it to you. And I said, no, I can't take it because that's a state issue. So you would need to write the state and go through the process, have it revoked. That has nothing to do with us. But I mean, again, it doesn't say you can't have a gun. It just says you can't purchase one. You can't purchase ammo.
Huh.
So,
and that's because of federal law.
Because of federal law, correct.
You sure can't get a concealed handgun or any of those type of law. I mean, you're giving those rights up when you make that call.
Right. And again, going back to those people who are in pain and want an alternative, because again, I totally get the opioid issues. There's already, and has been for years, other forms of the Marinol, etc., that you can get.
Even before we voted in medical marijuana.
Correct. But again, I would, and we talked about it, that the point was them voting it in was to get their foot in the door and then come back and go for legalizing.
Is this repercussions of the Woodstock generation?
I couldn't tell you.
That's 50 years ago.
I didn't go to Woodstock. I don't know.
That was 50 years ago. So somebody 23, now they're looking at 70, 73 years old. It could be.
See, I don't think it's the 70, 73-year-olds that are pushing.
Younger?
Mm-hmm.
Really?
And here's the thing, because you look at it's already a problem now with businesses, because businesses don't want employees with drug issues, and so that's why they do the drug tests. And the employers are having so hard time finding the employees that can pass a drug test. And if this goes through, well, it's just going to make it harder for people to find jobs, for employers to find people that.
Well, I'm thinking like Baxter Lab, because they have a lot of constant movement where you're building these parts. So if you're wait to move quickly, it just slows everything down.
Well, and it's a safety issue on top of that. And the problem here, Arkansas is not even set up for the medical marijuana, because again, alcohol, which certainly can be a problem if you don't show up to work drunk, you don't drink and drive, etc. But there's testing mechanisms that you can blow in the tube, so to speak, and you know what the alcohol content and percentage in the blood is. There's not there for marijuana, and yet it's been proven over and over again. It causes your reaction times, etc., to go down. And so Arkansas is going to have to step up and say, well, what is the per se on the percentage or nanograms or whatever it is of THC, and then how are we going to test for that? And I mean, it just goes on. And so our crime lab, which is so overwhelmed, is now about to, if this happens, is going to it's just going to be unbelievable.
Okay, so let's talk reaction time. I'm on the highway and I'm doing a legal speed limit of, say, 50. Car in front of me starts to perhaps slow down to turn right, and I have to slow down. What's the percentage of time that it should be as compared to marijuana? Oh, his brake light's on. almost immediately.
Well, and again, alcohol
down.
certainly we run into that issue, but again, you're adding another drug to the system, and so it's just again, this is my opinion, but I think it's a mistake, and of course the push now is don't sign the petition because if they can't get enough signatures. But I'll tell you, having been there back when we did the 4-year terms, we were trying to gather signatures by hand. That's not the way they do it anymore. And I'll give you an example. The last time we were working on the 4-year terms, it was suggested, well, why don't you hire firms, because they've got actual consulting firms that do that, to go out and gather the signatures for you. Well, the cost would have been roughly $200,000. Well, certainly us county officials don't have $200,000 to hire it done. But when you're talking about trying to get marijuana done, $200,000, trying to raise that's nothing, drop in a bucket. And so these consulting firms, literally, you pay them and they go out and the canvassers get paid X dollar per signature.
Oh.
Okay, so that's how they get the signatures to get on the ballot.
And they're going to talk it up, and you're not going to see the whole story. You're just going to.
And one factor that came out Tuesday evening from the program was for every dollar of revenue it brings in, it costs the state $10. Because most generally, I saw a study done several years ago, Denver, Colorado, where emergency room visits were up 497% due to marijuana-related accidents, and most of the people involved didn't have health insurance, and so these people are kind of working for free, so to speak.
Look at the homeless populations that's exploding in those states that have approved it. I talked to a school superintendent out in Colorado. Was talking about they're having all kinds of issues because even though you're not supposed to smoke it underage, we know it happens, and because parents can get it and whatever, the dropout rates, the grade level is dropped. It has been it's just been a disaster, and I don't want to see that happen to the great state of Arkansas.
Another break coming up, 7:47. We'll be right back.
So there I was, naked as a jaybird in the shower with soap in my hair and eyes when I lost water pressure down to a dribble. I immediately grabbed my towel and dialed up Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service. Jake came right over and fixed my water pressure. Now I can take my showers with confidence. Just call Jake.
For all your sales and pump needs, just call Jake at JM Sales and Pump Service, 870-431-5445. He offers high-quality stay-right products. Have you ever noticed every time you wash your car, you end up wetter than the actual car? Next time, run down to Car Care and let the friendly staff put a smile on your face. Car Care of Mountain Home has a variety of services to clean your vehicle's needs, inside and out. From a simple wash and shine to their outstanding detail services. Located 1525 Highway 62 East in Mountain Home. Stop by Car Care Mountain Home today, because driving a clean car always makes you feel good.
At Connor Family Funeral Home, our goal is to provide our friends and neighbors with caring, compassionate services at an affordable price. Connor Family is a full-service funeral home that offers a wide range of services to meet your family's needs and customs. We are the first on-site crematory in the area and provide many options to memorialize your loved ones and address all the details for a more personalized service. Where compassion and affordability meet, Connor Family Funeral Home in Mountain Home. When you need durable and comfortable hospital scrub stat, you need the Uniform Shop. The Uniform Shop is the place for top quality uniforms, carrying a great selection of name brands, including Carhartt, Vera Bradley, Urbane, and Grey's Anatomy, as well as shoes from Skechers, Nursemates, Softwalk, and Landau, stethoscopes from Littman, blood pressure cuffs, scissors, name tag retractables, compression socks, paramedic VDUs, and Rocky boots. The Uniform Shop also offers customizing embroidery and minor alterations. Let us put you in uniforms. Shop the Uniform Shop.
7:50, closing out the show with Sheriff John Montgomery, Baxter County Sheriff. And you got some good news? More good news.
Of course.
Of
Life
course.
is all about good news.
What are you wanting, Dale?
Quarter cent.
Quarter cent. There you go. 25 cents on $100. The story that was on Channel 3, Channel 10, and all over about, what do you call it? Is money given back?
Oh, restitution.
Restitution.
Yeah, we're very proud, and I'm so thankful and proud of our staff. We talk about payout restitution. The way that works is, so, let's say your house gets broken into and things are stolen. Well, first of all, a lot of that stuff you can't replace, and we understand that. But let's just say the value of those items were $1,000, and so we're fortunate enough to catch the bad guy, get him in front of a judge, which anymore seems like a slap on the hand. But nevertheless, the judge will typically order that restitution be paid back to a victim. Okay, so you were a victim once, and you're now owed $1,000, and while you don't have your stuff back, and some of that stuff can't be replaced, at least if you could get your $1,000 back, you'd feel a little better. When I took office 15 years ago, we made it a concerted effort to really try hard to collect that restitution, because what happens, of course, they don't, if the judge orders court costs, fines, and restitution, people, hopefully will make payments, and then we collect it and pay back to the victim in a form of restitution. Since we started 15 years ago, we topped a milestone last week. We have now paid out more than $3 million back to victims for restitution. Wow. And so, in fact, I looked yesterday, it was $3,006,000. We're very proud of that, and our staff has worked very hard, and there's lots of ways we work, and we were the first law enforcement agency to garnish state income tax to try to get this back, and so we suspend driver's licenses, we get warrants for arrest, and of course a lot of these people, these are old cases, and I know when KTLO did the first story, and when they did that story, I think there was like 35 restitution checks, because we print them every week or so, and so I was signing those checks, and I mentioned I think there was 4 or 5 of those checks were from cases from the mid-90s. That's how far back it goes. They interviewed one lady that was getting restitution checks, and I'll tell you, it hit home. So I was asked if I could find a victim, and so I called this lady, and she said, well, yeah. And she said, by the way, when are you going to be mailing restitution checks again? And I said, well, we've already printed these, and so it'll be next week, and so you could hear it, so it'll be after Thanksgiving.
Uh-oh.
That hit home. So we did print restitution checks, and we got her check, which was $95. And I know that may not sound like a lot, but that's, again, if you don't get paid back, you've now become a victim a second time. You were already victimized once, and so to me it goes back to holding the people accountable. And I get very frustrated when people say, well, I can't pay. Well, you can afford to buy a beer, and you can afford to buy cigarettes, you can afford to make,
and an iPhone,
payments. Now, my hats off goes to the prosecutor's office, David Etheridge, and the judges here. They have given us some leeway, and so they have allowed me to renegotiate some payments. And so some of these old cases, and I'll give you one quick example. We tracked down some folks in Little Rock, old case, and I think if I remember right, it may have been from like the late 80s. Okay?
Oh, my word.
Owed restitution and some fines, and so tracked them down. Well, after contacting them, and you can go back and say, well, why wasn't warrants issued for their arrest way back a long time ago? And that's before my time, and I don't even want to go down that path. But nevertheless, we finally tracked them down. It became obvious from talking to them at length they really could not afford, because the judge way back when had ordered them to pay, I think it was $100 a month, okay, and they couldn't. So we negotiated with them, and we're getting $25 a month. Now, the $25 a month is not a lot, but I will tell you how they actually were grateful that we agreed to that, and the judges have allowed me to do that. And a couple of months ago, they called and said, we're going to be a week late. I hope that's okay. Now, that's the kind of stuff I'm talking about, that going back, and we're just thankful that they've allowed us to kind of renegotiate some of these. And to where, again, to me, it's all about getting that victim back the money. Now, I can sit here and tell you how great and wonderful, that $3 million we paid out, but when I ran the report a couple of days ago, there's still $4.5 million more on the books that have not that we've not collected yet. So we're going to keep working, and we're going to keep working hard. Things that we've done, again, to try to improve this garnishing state income tax. All of our books used to be the whole ledger books. In fact, I need to bring a picture sometime, because I mean it's ridiculous. Well, software to update is expensive, and so we finally found the software we wanted, and the Baxter County Sheriff's Foundation purchased that software for us, and we installed it and got it up. And to give you a quick example, garnishing the taxes used to take, we had 3 of our employees that would take literally 50 to 60 overtime hours just to prepare this stuff to send to the state, because there are certain requirements. With this new software, and the software designer worked with us to kind of tweak it a little bit to make it easy. This last year, one of our secretaries took roughly 8 hours and was done.
A lot of savings.
And so now, as a result, garnishing the taxes, we received a little over $45,000. But that's only part of it. Everybody that files taxes, even if you don't get a refund, which means obviously we're not going to be able to garnish it, what do you think you put on your form? Your current address. So while the 45,000 is a great number, and we're very proud, I have lots more benefits than just the money. We're working with actually several other sheriff's offices across the state right now, trying to kind of help them do that. I mean, to me, it goes back holding people accountable. And I still believe that's what is gone away and is missing today in so many ways with our judicial system, is we're no longer holding people accountable because of the cost, and yet nobody wants to talk about what it costs the victim. And that's my frustration.
Wow.
I know. You want me to shut up so you can close the show, don't you?
Nope. Keep going. You got, what,
2 minutes?
Keep going. The more you talk, the more I don't have to.
Well.
You got more good things to say than
again,
I do.
Thank you, Jacob.
There's a big smile for him.
That's right.
I just want to take a minute to wish all of the Sheriff's Department Merry Christmas, and appreciate what you do. You got a tough job. You've got a small rural county that's really big.
Yeah, it is, and it's spread out. And you go to a lot of the other counties, it's even population closer to ours. They're concentrated into big towns with not that much population in the rural areas. That's not true here. You go to Henderson and Hand Cove, and I mean, there's lots of population. You go down to Lone Rock and all back in there, it's lots of population. So Baxter County, it's not like, because again, if you got a rural area, you got one house on 1,000 acres, well, chances are you're not going to have to go answer calls there anyway. But here, that's not the case. That's why our population is very deceiving. And then, of course, during the summer months, when we get all the tourist that comes in that we have to deal with. So law enforcement, whether it's us or this, cities, police, whatever, state, I mean, we are really blessed. We have a great law enforcement all across this county, and people should be very proud of them.
For the record, thank you. Great job. Proud of the Sheriff's Office and all the other public servants. Scooter?
No, I'm just tickled pink. I mean, that you guys have done such amazing job with so limited budget to actually have a little bit of free money to run the jail and do some things right. I'm anxious to see how we go from here. I really am.
Sheriff, Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
And Happy New Year. We'll see you in January. Pretty well wraps it up. See you tomorrow.